Hello everyone and welcome to Cricketing with Delonda. I am not Delonda, I am Morgan, but I am back today to show you how I made this rolled flower shadow box, and I absolutely love the way this turned out. I recently made one for my mom for her birthday, and she asked me to make another one so I could show you guys the process of how I made it, because I'm sure you guys will love it. And if you see on here, I have some adhesive vinyl. And this part is optional, so when you see that I listed the materials, adhesive vinyl was not in there, but if you do want to add that, feel free. And if this process helps you in any way, please like this video, subscribe to my mom's channel, and turn on the bell for notifications because she does upload new videos every single week. Without further ado, let's get started. For this project, you will need a shadow box. Here are two that I bought. There were a few options there. Make sure when you get your shadow box that you pay attention to what kind it is. There's some that have a slit at the top so you can like drop items in there, but make sure you get the one where you can remove the backing so you're able to place your design inside of the box. You will need a standard grip mat. It is probably best to use multiple. If you only have one, that's perfectly fine, but I use multiple so I can start rolling flowers while the other ones are cutting out. You'll need some glue. I use tacky glue. A hot glue gun will also work. And for this, I use some tweezers. Here's some examples of ones that will work just fine. And you will need cardstock. You will need at least 16 sheets of the same color. And I'm just using blue for this project. So without further ado, let's get started. I'm in Cricut Design Space, and the first thing I'll do is get my heart template. So I'll go to Images, and just type in heart, and you can just look through and see which heart you want. And I like the shape of this heart right here, so I'm going to add that to canvas, and then I'm going to click on contour because I don't want these holes in the heart. So I'll click contour, hide all contours, and now the holes are gone. Then I'll resize the width of the heart to 7 inches. And then I'm going to change the color of the heart to the cardstock that I'm using. And that's it for the heart template. It honestly doesn't matter what color the heart is because this will be behind the roses. It won't be visible at all. And now for the rose template, there's a code that you're going to use, and it is hashtag M3D7E1. And this is it. Add to canvas. Once you have the template, you're going to resize the width to 6.3 and then click duplicate. Now you're ready to click make it. We will be cutting each template on one sheet of paper, so we need to move it to the same mat as the first template. So click the 3 dots, move object, and then move it to the second mat. And then just play around with it and rotate it so they're big enough to fit the size of the paper that you're using. Since I will be using 8.5 by 11 inch paper, try to get the flowers as close as possible. Unless your cardstock is 12 by 12, then it'll be a little easier. But just rotate them and get them as close as possible so they don't pass the mark. And now we can click continue. For this project, I am connected to the Cricut Maker, and for the material, I will be setting it to medium cardstock, 80 pounds, and I'll put the pressure on more pressure, and I'll get my mats loaded, and the rest of this will be back on the camera. Alright, so I'm about to load the mats, and it is best if you flip the mat upside down and you're working with the centimeter side rather than the inches side, because on Cricut Design Space, they don't let you cut all the way at the top. So whenever you place the cardstock on, try to place it about 1/2 centimeter from the top and 1/2 centimeter from the left, like that. Get it pressed down nice and good, and load the mat. and press the flashing C. I have my first sheet of flower templates cut out, and now I'll cut out the rest of the 15 sheets. This is where it comes in handy to have multiple mats, because as this one is getting cut out, I'm able to remove this one from the mat, so it's more efficient. Alright, so I got my heart background removed from the mat, and I got all of my templates cut out, and I'll go ahead and remove it. Alright, so I have the template removed from the mat, and I'll show you how I roll them. So for this, I'm using these tweezers right here, and I just take the tweezers, clasp them right there, and then start it off by rolling with the tweezers. After you get a good, nice foundation, you can start rolling with your fingers. And I'll speed this part up. Now that I'm at the end of the rows and I have just a little bit left, I'll slowly wrap it around. Make sure to hold on very tightly or it will unravel. And then I'll leave this flap up right here, and then take some glue. Squeeze it right in there, and then press it down and hold it firmly for about 30 seconds, and this is what it looks like. So I have all my flowers rolled, and now it's time to get this template glued down. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this. I'll flip it over and then undo each of these latches. And then I'll take the back piece off. Right now, this back piece is the only piece we're focused on, so I'm just gonna have this right here. And when you glue the heart down, make sure that you glue it with this part right side up. So just keep it just like that. And then take your glue and put it along the edges. And then I'll just flip it over and glue it down. Place it where you want it. I'm placing this one in the center. Some of you are probably wondering, why am I not worried about these rough edges? But the flowers will cover it, so it really doesn't matter in the end. Press that down for a few seconds. And finally, we'll get the roses put on, so I will speed this part up. Alright, so I have all the roses glued down, they're stuck. And the last part is to get our vinyl on the glass, and I'm loving it already, so let's head to Cricut Design Space. Okay, I am back in Cricut Design Space, and the first thing I'll do is grab a square, and I'll resize it to 9x9 since that is the size of the glass on the frame. And then I'll click text, and I'll type the name that I want to do. And it's actually already in the font that I do want to use, but I do want to scoop the router over some, just a little bit. And then I'll select it and group it back together. Then I'll just put it on top of the square and make it as big as I want it to be. And I'll change the color to white. And then the last thing I'll do is weld it. That way it's all one piece right here and stuff. And then I'll delete the square and click make it. And I'll get my mat loaded and the rest will be back on the camera. Alright, so I have my premium vinyl on my mat with the square side face down. And I'll get this loaded. This is CRICUT vinyl. You can use whatever brand of adhesive vinyl that you want. And I will click the flashing C. Alright, I have the adhesive vinyl cut out and I'll get this weeded out. Okay, so now that I have it weeded out, I'll go ahead and get this all put together. So I'll take the transfer tape, place it down and burnish it. Now it's time to get the name placed down and I'll just put it right where I want it. Then I'll burnish. Now it's time to peel the transfer tape. Looking good. As my mom always says, transfer tape is reusable, so put that tape right back on the backing. And now we can put it together. So I'll take the frame, flip it over, take the glass carefully and place it inside. Then this part of the frame. And finally, the heart. Then I'll fold these over. And now it's time for the reveal. In 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness. I absolutely love the way this turned out. What am I gonna say? I love it. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. And I will head to the chair and give you my final thoughts. Okay, so this is the final product, and what am I gonna say? I love it. I absolutely love the way this turned out. And I do want to say that I ended up not using all 32 flowers. I used 26 and I had 6 left over. So just keep that in mind. I did try to pack them really tightly, so that's probably why I didn't use all of them. I also want to say that if you are considering doing this project, please keep in mind that it is a very time-consuming project, rolling each flower by hand, but the end result is very worth it in my opinion. So just keep that in mind if you decide to do that. And if you found this video helpful, please like the video, subscribe to my mom's channel, and turn on the bell for notifications because she does upload new videos every single week. Thanks for watching. Bye!